Great evening, everyone. Come on in the room. We are excited. We're going to wait for a few people to log on. I am super excited about tonight. This is the first of one of our mini broadcasts for She's More Now. So I am super excited. So I'm just going to wait for a few people to actually come on. As you're coming in, please like and share the video. We are making sure. Great evening, everyone. Yes, please like and share the video as you're coming in. I am sharing it now. And I'm going to you can also create a watch party if in fact, come on in and share as you're coming in, like and share the video. We are super excited to come on tonight, and we're super excited to have Coach DeeDee with us. And so come on in and share as you're coming in the room. Please like and share this video. Like and share this video. I am super excited. Super excited to actually have her with us. And so come on in the room. Say hello as you're coming in the room. We are glad to have you here. Coach DeeDee is going to be coming on very shortly. Tonight's conversation, we're going to be talking about motivation. And in case you do not know who I am Dr. Shavonna Whitehead. I am the owner and operator of Dr. Shavonna Whitehead LLC, under which Unlocked Treasures, Shavonna Whitehead Ministries, and She's More Now Connectional is a part of it. And we're super excited tonight that She's More Now Connectional is talking about motivation. Just in case you don't know, She's More Now. More stands for motivated overcomers being restored and empowered. Again, our More stands for motivated overcomers being restored and empowered. And I am super excited to launch this. I don't know what the Lord has for this, but I am super excited that we are launching the She's More Connectional on tonight. And listen, I know this pandemic has had a lot of us. You're probably saying, Dr. Vaughn, how in the world can you talk about motivation in a time like this? It is imperative that we actually talk about motivation, especially at a time like this, because with the pandemic, with everything that's going on, it is sometimes very difficult to be motivated. Sometimes it's hard to actually stay empowered. And I want to make sure that you have the tools that you need in order to stay motivated and to stay empowered. And so tonight, I'm super excited because I have an amazing woman that is coming to share with us. She is one of my friends and my sisters. She is a success and a business strategist. She actually goes into the secular world as well as the church world to help bring your vision, to help bring your passion, to help you be empowered and motivated. And so I'm super excited that she has consented to come. So tonight we have none other than Coach DeeDee, she is the owner and the operator of Peculiar Lifestyles. And in case you don't know, by the time she finishes her presentation, I promise you that you will be empowered. I promise you that you will be strengthened, but I promise you most of all that you will be motivated. So as you are coming in, please like and share the video. Make sure you comment in the comment section. Listen, while she is doing her motivation presentation, if you have questions about motivation that you would like answered, if you would just drop them in the comment section, we will make sure that at the end we have a Q&A session where she is consented to answer any question that we may have, because this is all about making sure that you receive everything that you need in order to keep pushing, in order to keep standing, and in order to keep striving for success. So without further ado, I want to welcome Coach DeeDee as she comes in the room. Coach DeeDee, we are super excited that you have come and that you are going to be sharing with us. And so I am going to turn it over to her. She's going to present her motivation presentation to you, whichever way that she sees fit. Her expertise is in this area. And so I promise you, you're going to receive that which you need. So at this time, receive none other than Coach DeeDee.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Again, I am Coach DeeDee. I'm the CEO and founder of Peculiar Lifestyles. I'm a success coach and strategist. Thank you, Dr. Shavonna Whitehead, for having me. I'm so excited to share with you guys tonight about motivation. I understand that during this time, we have just over, what month are we in? We're in August, right? Just over 8 months we have seen a lot, right? We started the year of 2020 motivated. We started the year off with plans and goals. We started the year off with things in mind that we wanted to achieve, right? But then life happened. Things unexpectedly took a turn, and it just looks like things are turning for the worse. But I want to encourage you guys tonight that you still have a reason to be motivated. 2020 is still your season. It is, in fact, your year to progress. It is, in fact, your year to continue to the things that you desire to move forward in. It's the year for you to progress. It's the year for you to be productive. But you have to be motivated to do so, right? And tonight I want to talk about how to be highly motivated, right? Why is it important for us to be highly motivated? Like I said, this is the season. I like to call this season the takeoff season, right? As I was sharing with Dr. Vaughn, I was letting her know that in this season alone, we've seen so many businesses birthed. We've seen so many people make lifestyle changes, eating healthy, they're working out. We see people actively pursuing their goals. But then there are some people who are not motivated enough to move forward. You know, life just took a toll. Some people have lost their jobs. We have many people who are just struggling emotionally because so much is going on in the world with COVID, social injustice. There's so many things happening around us, and it's causing us to be unmotivated. So tonight, I want to share with you 5 keys to being highly motivated. All right, 5 keys for being highly motivated. I want to make this clear. This is not the season for us to hit the snooze button on things we desire to achieve in our life. This is not, because regardless of everything that's going on, this is not the time to hit the pause button and just slack off and do nothing. This is the time for us to go to new levels, to see new things. It's time for us to do better. It's time for us to live better and achieve the things and the results we desire to see in our lives. So the first key that I want to share with you is focus. What is your focus? What are you focusing on? What are your goals? What are your ambitions? A lot of times we are unmotivated because we don't have a primary focus. We aren't looking, we aren't motivated because there's no goal or anything. We find ourselves, all over the place, and we haven't set particular goals for our lives. It's important that you set a focus. Figure out what you want to focus on in your life. Set a goal, right? Set a goal and keep that goal in front of you. When you keep that goal in front of you, it allows you to have that tunnel vision so that you can only see what you're focused on. You won't be distracted by what's going on the outside of your tunnel. So it's important that you find something to be focused on. You want to make sure that during this takeoff season, you have a set destination, right? When you think of taking off in an airplane, the airplane has a landing destination. My question for you tonight is, what are you focusing on? Where do you desire to go after this, right? COVID is here, of course. Everything that's going on in the world, it's here. But at the end of that, this has to end. So where do you desire to be after this? So I want you to figure out what your primary focus is. The second thing is your attitude. It's important that we check our attitudes because our attitudes match our effort. We become unmotivated when we have a negative attitude about something. Sometimes we take on the attitudes of others. Sometimes we take on the negative thought processes of not just other people, or the things that we see on television or on social media. It's very important that you check your attitude. Make sure that you keep a positive mind at all times. You want to make sure that you are prayed up daily. Pray for your mood daily. Ask God to surround you with positive reinforcements. Ask God to, expand your mind to see outside of the negative things that the world is putting in front of us, okay? It's very important that we check our attitudes, because our attitudes reflect and affect and match our efforts, okay? We don't move forward if we don't feel like it. This is not the season to use the excuse, I don't feel like it, right? This is not the season for us to say, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it hinders us. It causes us to block our blessings and miss out on opportunities and miss out on progress that we should be making. So make sure that you check your attitude and maintain a positive attitude. The third key to being highly motivated is balance. It's balance. Many times we take on so much. We have so much going on in a day's time that we become unmotivated. We become unmotivated because we find ourselves all over the place and we're unbalanced. It's important to find the perfect balance for you. Figure out how to time block, right? Figure out your time management. What time can you put energy into this? Figure out what's the best day, or what part of the day are you more productive. It's very important for us to find a perfect balance, because when we are unbalanced, we are unmotivated, all right? The fourth key is accountability. Accountability is extremely important when it comes to being highly motivated. Reason being is because sometimes self-accountability or self-motivation is not enough. We often need other people to come on board to motivate us. I like to tell my clients to get a real one. And when I say get a real one, I mean a real accountability partner, a real support group. You can find support groups and accountability groups on Facebook, on social media. Your accountability partner should not be your best friend. Why? Because that person knows too much. You need someone to give you fresh perspective about yourself. You need someone to intervene, even like a mentor. Think of a mentor or a coach. Sometimes we need somebody to step in place and be proactive with us, and somebody to really engage us and reach out to us consistently and communicate with us. And we have to be willing to accept the feedback. So it's important for you to get a real one. Get you a real accountability partner. Accountability partners motivate you. They encourage you. They uplift you. And the best ones pray for you. They pray on your behalf and they ask God to give you what you need so that you can be successful, so that you can progress, so that you can do the things you desire to do. Get a real one. Get you a real accountability partner. Don't rely on friends and family all the time. Sometimes we got to step out of our usual circles, okay? We have to tighten up our circles and bring other people into it. And we have to find those motivators, those people who are going to encourage us, those people who are going to inspire us. We need to surround ourselves more with those who will hold us accountable and make sure that we're motivated to achieve. The last key to being highly motivated is faith. And I have to go there. Faith is like the bonus key. Reason being because when you take your faith and you put it against and you add that to the things that you want to do, it puts your motivation on steroids. It's like the Bible says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for. We have to start having that now faith mentality. We have to put faith on top of things. We have to seal our motivation with faith. We have to allow our faith to step in place when we feel unmotivated. We have to let our faith guide us through processes and keep us uplifted. Sometimes things seem impossible, but when you rely on and depend solely on your faith and on God, believe me, it's like your motivation is on steroids. You know for a fact that you can do all things through Christ. You know there is no devil in hell that's going to stop you from achieving the things that you want to do. You know your faith will, God will supply all of your needs. When you get to a point where you feel like things are impossible or something is out of reach, or you feel like you're just unable to, or you don't have the resources, that's when your faith, you need that key. You need that faith to boost your motivation and put your motivation on steroids. Sometimes you have to become unapologetically motivated. When you get to the point where you know God has called you to do something, sometimes as coaches, I like to tell my clients that it's just my job to pull out of you what God has already put in you. I'm just lifting you up. I'm empowering you with the tools and the strategies so that you can execute the plan that God has for you, because the Bible says, for I know the plans I have for you, said the Lord. He said that, but we have to be motivated enough. We have to be motivated to execute the plan. The plan is to prosper us, right? We have to be motivated to execute that, to get there. We have to be motivated to have hope. We have to be motivated to be successful in our future. We have to be motivated. But if you miss that motivation, and if you don't apply these keys, such as having a focus, keeping your goals in front of you. One thing that I like, that I always do, and I always share this with people, I love stickies. I love Post-it notes. The reason why I love Post-it notes is because it allows me to keep my goals in front of me. My goal for that day, I keep it in front of me. I want to tell somebody, if you know that God has put some things inside of you, He's given you a vision for your life. There's some things that you desire to achieve. First, set a focus. Get a sticky note every day, right? And write down the one thing that day that you're focused on, that one goal that you're going to set your mind to, that you're going to be in tunnel vision mode. Take that sticky. You can put that on your desk. You can put that in the bathroom mirror. You can put it on the refrigerator. You can put it on the car dashboard. Take that focus with you and keep it in front of you. Check your attitude. Make sure your attitude is on point. You can have a negative attitude and still be motivated. You have to be your own hype lady sometimes, your own hype man. You got to boost yourself up. You got to get up in the morning, stretch your body, and say to yourself, today I'm going to be successful. You got to speak those things into existence. You got to call it. Call it like you see it. If God is giving you the vision, put it out there in the atmosphere and let it manifest itself. But you got to have the right attitude, right? You got to have the right attitude. You got to be balanced. Have that balance. Have that balance. Time block. Manage your time. Get you a planner. I love planners. I live by a planner. I live by a planner so much, I already got a planner for 2021. I'm already in 2021, even though we still have a few more months to go in 2020, but I'm already there because I'm managing my time. Manage your time. When you manage your time, you don't feel overwhelmed all the time. You don't feel like you're coming and going. Find the perfect balance for you. And then surround yourself with some good accountability partners. Get you a mentor. Join a support group. Get a life coach. Just get you a real one. Don't depend on those you've always depend on. Just put it out in the atmosphere and say, God, give me the person. Give me a real one. Somebody who's going to hold me accountable. Somebody who's going to pray with me along the way. Get yourself a real one, a real accountability partner. Surround yourself with like-minded people, all right? And lastly, allow your faith to take you places you didn't even imagine, that wasn't even in your vision. Let your faith boost you. Let your faith become your motivation on steroids. It's very important that you depend on God through this process. Forget everything that's going on in the world. Forget COVID. Forget the social injustice. Forget the voting. This season, this is takeoff season now. And Dr. Vaughn, I love, she is more now, because now is the new later. We can't keep putting things off to later. Now is the new later. Now is the time for us to engage, to build. If you want to improve your finances, now is the time to do it. If you want to go back to school, now is the time to do it. You want to buy that dream house, now is the time to do it. Now is the time to provoke the change that we desire to do, but we have to stay highly motivated. We have to stay highly motivated. We have to make sure that we are in a place where we're ready to take off, because it's takeoff season, you guys. It really is. I guarantee you that if you act now and you start motivating yourself from this day forward, and you say to yourself, I'm going to get my focus. I'm going to be more focused. I'm going to, figure out what my goals and my ambitions are. I'm going to check my attitude. I'm going to have a positive attitude, regardless of what comes my way. I'm going to have a positive attitude. If you say, I'm going to find the perfect balance for myself, I'm going to do some time blocking. I'm going to manage my time. I'm going to pursue. If you say, I'm going to surround myself with positive people and people that's going to hold me accountable, and you have faith during the process of it all, you have no choice but to win. You have no choice but to win, because now is the time. Now is the time, and now is the new later. It's takeoff season. That's all I have for you guys tonight. I hope that something was said to help inspire you and motivate you. I hope you have been encouraged tonight. I pray that God gives you what you need to be successful and what you need to be more motivated. I pray from this day forward, your motivation levels are increased. I pray that God surrounds you with people who are going to hold you accountable. I pray that He aligns you with a person, a mentor, a coach, a support group, whomever He desires to be in your life, to walk with you, do the process, and hold you accountable and lift you up and keep you motivated. But most importantly, I pray that your faith has been increased tonight. I pray that you take time out to study the Word of God, stand on His promises, because God made us some promises. And now is the time to cash those promises in and say, God, you said you would supply all my needs. So I need resources to help me get back to school. God, you said that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. So God, I need you to align me with a fitness coach, a health expert. I need you to put somebody in my path so I can make, health changes and live a healthier lifestyle. Now is the time. This is the season. Cash in those promises and stand on God. I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. You can follow me at Peculiar Lifestyles on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram at Peculiar Lifestyles. Also on Facebook, Peculiar Lifestyles. I also have an Facebook group. It's a free, exclusive Facebook group titled Ambitious Women of Faith. Feel free to join if you like. Also, If you desire to just schedule a free consultation, 20-minute consultation, you may contact me at peculiarlifestyles@gmail.com, and be sure to subscribe to my website as a subscriber. And also you can follow me on Peculiar Lifestyles TV. Dr. Vaughn, thank you so very much for having me.
Absolutely. I am super excited and honored that Dr. Oh, I gave you a doctor. That Coach DeeDee, she shook her head. That Coach DeeDee has joined us on tonight. I know that you have received some powerful nuggets from her tonight. Listen, Coach DeeDee, you said something that I did my empowerment talk earlier today, which was called See It. And you said something today about taking a sticky, putting it on, in front of you so that you can see it. And the ironic thing is, I have a motto that I've been saying: see what you saw and not what you see. See what you saw and not what you see. It is my mantra in this season, to see what I saw and not what I see. Because here's the thing: what is before me can really trip me up. What I'm seeing right now can really distract me from what I actually. And so when you just said, take a sticky every day and place it on you so that it can be right in front of you, so that throughout the day you can see it. And you can see it, not just look at it, because there's a difference between looking at something and seeing something. And so if we actually take the time to actually see it, I challenge you, get you a thing of stickies. They at Walmart. You can get you a whole, get them colorful. I challenge you to get you a sticky. Look at, she got decorative ones.
Mine say I can and I will. And what I do is I put whatever that goal is for the day, I drop it on that sticky and I put it there. And that is my, my why. Sometimes I even put why. I have to put why is this important for me to achieve? I think about my children, my family. I think about my church. I think about my future. And sometimes I put, when I say why, I put because God says so. Stickies are very useful, very useful.
And so I literally, I have a question for you, because some people sent me a couple of questions before this live. And one of those was, how can I really be motivated in spite of what I see? How can you really be motivated in spite of what you see in front of you?
See, a lot of times we looking at things from a natural eye, right? But we got to start looking at things from a spiritual eye, because God says, regardless of what you see, he says, what is in the 23rd Psalm, where he says he's going to be with us regardless. So in spite of what you see, all those negative obstacles, all those things that you feel like you can't achieve, those things are standing in your way, you got to say to yourself, God is with me. He says, yea, though I walk through the valley, I'm with you. You won't fear no evil. I am with you. So despite what you see, a lot of times people, we aren't motivated because we accept what we see and we back off of it. We feel like because that stumbling block is there, I'm not going to get there. Because that mountain is there, I can't climb that mountain. I can't get a way around it. But God has a way of taking us through things. And we have to start seeing things with a spiritual eye. We have to go back to what I said, that last key, faith. Now faith. This day, faith. It has to be that stuff. It has to move me forward. So that's how you get through those difficult times. That's how you see past what you see. See past that and get over it.
Absolutely. It is, because it's even as it says in Deuteronomy 31:6, where Moses is transitioning, God begins to speak to them and say, don't be afraid, don't be fearful. Because here's the ironic thing that I love about that scripture is it says that God will be with me and go before me at the same time.
At the same time.
God will be with me and God will go before me at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It said, don't be afraid and don't be fearful. You don't have to worry about what's in front of you, because not only is he with you, he done already went before you and prepared the way. And so, yes, most definitely, that faith is a booster.
Listen,
it seals the deal.
And think about that. Even then, they were standing in a body of water. They were supposed to go through it. How? Sometimes you be saying to yourself, God, how? How you? I'm in front of water. And guess what he said? Stretch out that rod. Red Sea open. And they went through it. Sometimes it's not about what you see. It's because God says so. And if he told you to move in a direction, you got to shift your focus of what you see and see it from a spiritual eye. See how God sees it. And know that he's going to go with it through you and before you. Absolutely.
I tell you, that whole thing, the joy of knowing that God is with me and before me at the same time, it seals it for me every time. I don't even worry about it. It seals it for me every time, because then I don't feel responsible to try to figure it out.
Oh, no.
I no longer feel responsible to actually have to try to figure it out, because he's already with me and before me at the same time.
Yes.
So most definitely. So another question was, what do you do when you don't have anyone that believes in your dream and vision? How do you stay motivated if you have nobody to believe in you?
Now, there are definitely going to be times where you don't feel like somebody believes in your dreams. But just like Noah, nobody knew a storm was coming, but God told him to build that ark anyway. So if God gave you a vision for your life, it's your job to pursue it despite what people think, how they see it, and what they believe. You have to focus on God's will for you. His will may not be for them to see it in this moment. Sometimes people got to see it after the fact. There were things that, in my life where I felt like people didn't see me as a coach. But God said, I called you to coach people. And some people only see you as Danielle. They see you as Danielle artist. But I'm creating another woman. I'm creating you in my image. So now they have to see you how I desire them to see you. So sometimes we just got to step out on faith despite what people see, and be motivated by the fact that God put it in our hearts. He gave the vision. It's his plan. He said, this is the plan for you. Move forward. Forget what other people say. Forget all the negative thoughts. Forget, because people are always you're always going to get this. You're always going to get that. But that right there, he said, I'll prepare a table before you in the presence. Sometimes your enemies are the people who don't believe, okay? In the presence. So you just got to go sit at the table. Let God do the rest.
Take the seed.
Yeah.
And so it's phenomenal that you say that, because I said earlier on my live, you are responsible for your atmosphere, the energy you let in, and your happiness.
Yes.
You are responsible for the manifestation of your own promise.
Yep.
At some point in time, though our human nature and our emotions and our heart want somebody else to believe in us, want somebody else to pat us on the back, want somebody else to push us and support us. The thing about it is you have to believe so much in what God has placed in you, that you're so much intentional about your atmosphere that it doesn't matter what they say.
Yeah, and
it doesn't matter what they do.
Yeah, and we have to recognize that in every season, we're not going to have cheerleaders. We're not going to have people to accompany us. We have to realize there's going to be some seasons where we're going to have to walk alone. I know you've walked alone in some seasons. I've walked alone in some seasons, but you got to be okay with that, because at the end of the day, God still hasn't left you. He still hasn't left you. He's right by your side the whole way through. And as long as God is on my side, I don't care what nobody say. I'm rocking with him. So I'm going to keep it moving.
And so you made a statement, and one of your keys was to check your attitude.
Yes.
Woo!
Sorry, guys.
One of them was to check your attitude, to maintain a positive attitude in spite of the negative.
Yes.
I want you, if you would, just to dig deeper just a moment. How do you check your attitude? How important is your attitude to making sure that you stay motivated?
Listen, the one thing that it's a pet peeve of mine, is for somebody to have a bad attitude about something. At the end of the day, you got breath in your body. You have made it. If you could put your feet on that floor and get up, you have made it. You have made it to see another day. If God has equipped you with a skill, you have made it, okay? A lot of times we allow our attitudes to block our blessings. We block our blessings before we even see them, all because it's here. We have to learn to die daily, even if with our attitudes. Check your, one of my coworkers used to say, check your attitude at the door. Sometimes what you carry on your shoulders, you can't carry with you everywhere. And if you want to be motivated and you want to be highly, see, there's a difference between motivated and highly motivated. Some people are motivated to a certain extent. I'm motivated to lose weight, but once I lose weight, I'm done. But then we don't realize we don't change that lifestyle. You know, we go right back to eating the same way we do. But when you become highly motivated, okay, everything changes for good. There's no turning back, right? But it starts in our mind. We have to make that conscious decision every day to say, I'm going to be positive. I'm going to surround myself with positive. I'm going to listen to positive. I have, for myself, I see things on Facebook. If it don't agree with my spirit, I hide it real quick. I check that because sometimes we take on those spirits, those attitudes, even just from conversation from other people. We take on other people's, you know, spirit and their attitudes. We got to check our attitude because your attitude, it matches your effort. It will match your effort. If you got a bad attitude about it and you are constantly spitting out negative things and you're not speaking positivity in the air and atmosphere, your efforts will match that. So it's extremely important to check our attitudes. We have to remain positive. We have to remain, because here's another thing. Somebody else is watching us. And we don't even realize it half the time. Somebody is watching us. So we got a negative attitude. That person that's watching us, that's what they see from us. That's the perception that they get. That's the first impression. So check your attitude. You want to be motivated. You want to be highly motivated for the best and change your life. Got to check your attitude. Start here. Start there.
Most definitely. And then also you talked about the whole attitude and your control. Sometimes we have a negative attitude because we've taken on something that don't belong to us. Here's the thing. So let me say this on this live. Everybody is not your responsibility.
No.
Everybody's issue is not your responsibility.
No.
Saving everybody is not your responsibility.
Mm-mm.
Taking on everybody's problem is not your responsibility. Trying to support everybody is not your responsibility. Sometimes you have to know the measure that you have.
Yes.
Sometimes the reason why we walk around with a negative attitude is because we've taken on a mound of things that we should have never taken on. Mm-hmm. And now we got an attitude because we've taken on people that we shouldn't have, and because they don't appreciate us, now we mad at everybody. The truth of the matter is you were never supposed to take on their stuff in the first place. No. And so one of those things when you're talking about changing in your negative attitude and being in control of it, you have to also be in control of what you allow into your atmosphere and who you connect to. Because sometimes your bad attitude is not even yours. No. Sometimes your bad attitude is the result of you connecting to that bad seed, that bad person. And now you've developed one of their characteristics that wasn't even you.
Absolutely.
So when you check your attitude, you also got to check your connections to people.
Ooh.
Because the thing about it is that we transfer. We are spiritual beings that we transfer a lot
of negative energy. Yep.
And we take on a lot of things. And I'll say it again. Your atmosphere, your energy, your space, your happiness, your peace is your responsibility.
Yep. And your atmosphere got to be conducive. That environment got to be conducive to the mood and the vibe that you want. I go into my workplace and I go in there and in the name of Jesus, I know this is a tight atmosphere. It's a lot of friction. It's chaos. But God changed the atmosphere. I don't want to take on the negative thoughts and the beliefs that other people have. Give me a fresh perspective. You know, absolutely. We definitely have to check who we are connected to. That's why accountability, that key, is very important, because sometimes we get offended or we get in our feelings a little bit because we don't feel like certain people are, holding us accountable. It's not everybody's job to hold you accountable. There's only certain people who are destined or who God has placed specifically to hold you accountable. So yeah, that circle, Beyonce said it better. Tight circle, no square. Okay, we got to check that circle, check that attitude. Absolutely, absolutely.
And lastly, before we conclude, is how do you really find your balance?
Finding balance takes time. Okay, it's not something that happens overnight. I have a lot of people who always want to do it like that, and it's not a microwave thing. It takes time. It takes you actually sitting down and planning your days. It's getting a calendar, mapping out what you plan to do, and it's time blocking. A lot of people don't, have time blocking skills, because a lot of times we're not raised up. A lot of people, this is not a skill that our parents teach us, right? So taking on so much and doing so much in a day is the norm. It's what we've seen growing up. But finding balance is something that, once you enter adulthood, you definitely have to do. A planner is my go-to. A lot of people like to use their phones, right? I do both, phone and a book. You need a planner. You need to sit down. Sundays are, like, to me, the best days to actually sit down, write out what your plans are for the week, time block, set your goals. Say, I want to meal prep this week. Write out the grocery list. What is it that you want to do? A lot of times we don't balance. We don't have the perfect balance for our lives because we don't want to take the time out to balance it. That's what's the real issue. We need to set aside time to put some balance into our day-to-day routine. You're going to exercise, you're going to work out, or you're going to exercise in the morning, you're going to exercise in the evening. But if 6 to 7 is your workout time, 6 to 7 is your workout time. No excuses. You can't, I'm not going to work out because I want to watch something on television. No,
that's right.
6 to 7 is your work. So you got to set structure in order to be balanced. And once you get in the habit of doing it, realistically, it takes about 30 days to 60 days to really get in the habit of setting real balance for yourself. A lot of people say balance don't exist. It does. You can be balanced. You decide what you want to do in a day, what you don't want to do in a day. You decide how productive you want to be and how unproductive you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
All in your actions, and it just takes time. So I encourage people, find the perfect balance for you, because my balance is not Dr. Shavonna balance. Dr. Vaughn, she can do it all. She's Superwoman. But some days I can be Superwoman, and then there's some days I can't. I have to schedule in some self-care. Sometimes there are weeks where, I find myself so busy that I haven't set self-care. And when I look at my schedule and I say, oh, you need an hour to yourself just in the room to meditate, or you just need to sit down and journal, or you just need to listen to a podcast, or you need to get with your good girlfriends, and have some good conversation, keep key and laugh, enjoy yourself. It's balance, it's structure, but it requires you to take the time to do it. And that's how you get it done.
Absolutely. I appreciate you. I am thankful that Coach DeeDee decided to join us. This was our first She's More Connectional that we actually have. I am super excited. We'll be doing these once a month. And just in case you do not know, at the beginning, I let you know, I am Dr. Shavonna Whitehead. I am the owner of Dr. Shavonna Whitehead, LLC, under which I have legs of Shavonna Whitehead Ministries. I have Unlocked Treasures, and then now She's More Now, which is the connectional resource. More stands for motivated overcomers being restored and empowered. Again, more stands for motivated overcomers being restored and empowered. And so today we talked about motivation. Stay tuned. We'll have our flyer coming out for next month for our guest that will be sharing with us on next month. And it is my hope every single solitary month that we empower you, that we strengthen you, that we give you some type of tools that it will actually not only help you survive, but to grow and succeed in life, especially during this season. And so you got Coach DeeDee's information with Peculiar Lifestyles. Please reach out to her. Schedule your 20-minute free consultation if you need coaching. And guess what? She's even reachable, even if you just have a question.
Yes.
You can inbox her, you can email her. Trust me, she will respond.
Yes.
Though she has connected to both the secular and the church world, and she has many clients, she doesn't have a problem answering a question. She's still humble, and that's what we appreciate most. So I hope that you got something out of this. I hope that you feel motivated, that you took your 5 keys that Coach DeeDee has already given to you, that you've taken your 5 keys, that you will be able to sit down with those 5 keys, apply them to your life. But most of all, share them with your good girlfriend, share them with your sister, share them with your mother. Share this because there are many people that don't feel motivated. There are many people that have dreams and aspirations and visions and things that they actually really want to do in life, but they don't have the motivation to push them. And I challenge you to share this with them. Help to push them, help to jumpstart them, help to empower them and strengthen them. We all have purpose and destiny locked up inside of us. God has anointed each and every one of us with gifts and visions to actually serve mankind all across the board. And so I'm super excited for everyone that has tuned into this live. I hope that you will go to Peculiar Lifestyles and subscribe to her website. You can head over to ShavonnaWhitehead.com and subscribe over there and just stay connected with us. Here's the thing. We don't have to be in competition. We can be in collaboration. Yes. And one of the joys that I appreciate by Coach DeeDee is, though I may be coaching and she may be coaching, we still find a medium to be able to strengthen and to be able to empower. We don't have to compete. We can collaborate. We can grow because there's some nuggets that she has that I don't have and vice versa. So listen, build together, find you someone. Let's build a tribe of transformers. I am super excited for this first encounter of She's More Now Connectional. I don't know where God is taking it, but I'm super excited that he got it in his hand. And so for all of you, thank you for sharing. Please, again, like and share this video so that we may share it with someone else. And I will also upload this to my YouTube channel, which is Dr. Shavonna Whitehead. It'll be uploaded there. So if you have friends that don't have social media, guess what? We still can make sure that they stay empowered. We're going to upload it right to the YouTube channel. We're going to also make sure that Coach DeeDee has it. We just want to be strong together. We don't want to leave anybody out. So thank you again for sharing, Coach DeeDee. I appreciate you. I love you so much.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I really, really enjoyed myself in the conversation. I look forward to us staying connected.
Absolutely.
And keeping each other uplifted and doing what we do best.
Absolutely. And most of all, she still got my vision board, y'all, but that's all right. I've been working it off. She done had my vision board since last year. I've been working on
that to you.
So absolutely. You guys have an amazing evening. Thank you for sharing a little bit of your time with me this evening to be motivated and to find you some tools. Again, tune in every month. Stay tuned for the next flyer, for the next guest that will be sharing with us on next month. But then also tune in every Tuesday at 1 p.m. as you have lunchtime empowerment talks with myself. I am Dr. Shavonna Whitehead. This is Coach DeeDee, and we are grateful that you share with us. Have an amazing evening, but most of all, start building your motivation today. Have a great evening, everyone.